The golden retriever walked up to the bus stop carrying a faded purple leash, but nobody was holding the other end. Then he carefully set it on the empty bench. The woman passing by slowed down, because the leash was not just dropped there. Dust marks showed it had been placed on that same bench before. She offered it back like he wanted a walk. But he only took 2 steps, turned around, and carried the leash back to the same seat. When she moved the leash to the other side, he calmly fixed it again. He left one empty spot open, like the bench was waiting too. That was when she noticed how old the leash was. The fabric was soft, frayed, and nothing like the clean collar around his neck at all. A car slowed near the curb, and the dog lifted the leash. When nobody stepped out, he lowered it and watched the road again in silence. She tried clipping the leash on him, thinking that was the problem right away. He turned away, took the handle, and put it back on the bench. Then the strange part became clear right there. He did not want to leave with the leash. He wanted the leash placed where someone's hand belonged. At first, the answer made sense on that afternoon. He was a friendly stray, attached to one old leash, waiting at the safest place he knew. She gave him water, and he drank. He even followed her for a few steps, so it looked like simple help was working for a moment. But every time he moved away, he looked back. Then he returned to the same armrest, the same curb, and the same empty seat each time. When another car passed near the same curb, he stood so fast it hurt to watch. The leash came up, the car kept going, and he sat again. So she checked the tag without showing it to the camera. The name and number stayed private, but her face changed before she said anything out loud. The dog was not abandoned at that bench. The leash and the curb were part of an old afternoon routine with his elderly owner every single day. After that, she stopped trying to move him. She sat at the far end and left the open space exactly where he kept leaving it right there. He nudged the leash toward her hand for the first time. Not to leave, not to perform, but because she finally understood the rule he kept repeating. The family said they were coming that afternoon. But when another car slowed, he almost carried the leash toward it before she guided it back gently. Someone arrived and knelt beside him. He stepped forward, then stopped. The person knew the leash, but he was still looking past them toward someone behind the car. Then the old clue changed meaning. The leash had always rested on that armrest because that was where one familiar hand used to land all along, without words. When the elderly owner finally sat down, the dog froze for one quiet second. Then his tail moved slowly, and he pressed his shoulder against those legs. The owner lifted the faded purple leash from the bench. This time, the dog did not pull it back. He simply raised his chin. And when that leash clipped onto his collar, the waiting ended. Would you have noticed the purple leash was saving that bus stop seat before anyone else looked closer?